tires. We are getting ready to go racing.
Down and quiet.
And here we go, man, locked and loaded. Perfect start there, Mayfield coming out of the gate. It is Dakota Phend bringing him around in the brickyard for the first time. Down Mount Thornhill, they go. Mayfield tucks in behind him. An excellent start here in our 60-minute championship final. In 59 minutes, 48 seconds, we're going to have a national champion.
Freight train has started. Phend leads Mayfield, leads Tessman. Top three building a gap right now. Double triples through the backside. First trip down the back straight through the speed rollers. Everybody getting an idea what their tires feel like now. They went to harder compounds for this longer main. It'll be very interesting to see how the tire wear plays out. Oh, Phend with an early bobble. Mayfield looks to the outside.
Smart move there. Mayfield checking up, waiting, not pushing it too much. Tire's going to take a little while to break in, as you said, Charlie. They're all running harder compounds. We know that it's going to take them a little while to get grooved in, settled in, and then Dakota rolls it over, but he saves it. Oh, man, using one.
Nancy, almost late to the start there. Last minute start, they may not have topped off the tank, is my report from the pits.
So it is Dakota Phend through the trifecta, coming up to the 5-pack. Double, triple, and the field fills his rear view mirror down the back straight, punching it over the last roller, hard on the binders, coming up to the pitcher's mound, slide it around. Excellent running here. Coming around, we're going to be completing lap number 2. It is still Phend leasing away, coming around the switchbacks here on the step down. Lap number 2, it is still Phend, Mayfield, and Tessman.
Man, only a minute and 40 seconds complete. Field still nose to tail. It's Phend, Mayfield, Tessman, Wernemont, Lutz, King, Tebow, Pavitas, Blair, Vic, Wheeler, Fisher, Cavallari, Glancy, and Drake after lap number 2.
Great to see a fantastic clean start. We want to see these guys race it out, and we are, as Dakota Phend in the TLR leads the way over the Associated of Mayfield.
Looks like problems for Drake on the opener, not completing lap number 2 yet.
Oh, man, that would be terrible there for Adam Drake. He had terrible luck earlier, and it looks like it stays with him. We'll keep an eye on Drake throughout the course of this 60-minute championship final.
Field stretching out just a little bit now.
Mayfield doing a wing high, going through there, catching a rut, following suit right behind Phend. Then it is going to be Tessman behind him, Carson Wernemont. Then it's going to be Flying Ryan Lutz, followed by King, Tebow, Pavitas, Blair, Vic, Wheeler, Fisher, Cavallari, Gleacy, and Drake.
Check that by scoring delay. Drake running strong and the 15th spot now, just off the tail of our the group.
We have 12 seconds between first and 15th here in 3 laps into this hour-long final. And it is a great fight from the start. Phend and Mayfield. Mayfield coming on the second half of qualifying into the semi, looking so strong in that Associated.
Mayfield pushing hard now. Phend with a bit of a bobble there. These guys entering the switchback section. You see how rough it's gotten after 5 days of 240 entries on the track.
Unbelievable the amount of laps turned here. The track has held up rather well, but as you said, it's still starting to chew up in some sections. And these top 3 drivers, Charlie, have started to break away, put a bit of a gap between them and the rest of the field.
Wernemont's pushing hard to keep contact with these guys. He's 4th in line there, orange nose, white tail, trying to stay in touch with them, but the pace being pushed by Phend, Mayfield, and Tessman a bit too quick for the rest of the field early on.
During many of my J Concepts pit interviews, we talk to these guys, and their goal, have a good start, be there in the middle, keep contact with the lead pack, and then push at the end. Phend brings him around. Second spot still Mayfield, followed by Tessman. Down the straightaway they go. Mayfield and Tessman trying to reel in Phend. Phend just a little bit ahead. Coming over the Brickyard, they over Mount Thornhill. First, second, and third.
Now the difference is going to come as this track, the faces of the jumps get more and more beat up over this. It's going to affect how they fly through the air. These guys are going to be searching for positions on the faces that make them look good. Mayfield looking to find a spot on that big double that keeps his car a little bit lower there. So been looking strong through that.
Over the Holiday 5-pack coming on to the back straightaway. It is the TLR Phend, followed by the Associated Mayfield and the hot bodies of Tessman, your top 3. Wernemont rocking 4th in the Mugen, followed by the Durango of Lutz, the Kyosho of King, and Tebow in 6th and 7th. Pavitas in the TLR, your top 8.
Phend with a 45.7, Mayfield 46.1, 45.8 for Tessman. Wernemont running 4th, Lutz 5th as he is right on the back door of Wernemont. As we pick up Wernemont now, orange nose, white tail, white wheels. Wernemont up over the single to flats. Here he comes over the baby double section now. Makes the hard right-hander through the rough stuff, no problem. Big air, lands at the top of the downside, nice and smooth. Here he comes through the trifecta. Phend now to the lead as we pick up our leader, Dakotah. 17 years old from Michigan, working his way through the switchback section now. Ryan Mayfield in tow, trying to keep contact. Phend picking up the pace now, 45.3 last time by 45.2 that lap. 45.4 for Mayfield. Tessman with a 45.4. 45.7 for Wernemont. Cody Kang now moving up the ladder to the 5 spot as he moves past Lutz.
Phend out front, leading away. Mayfield and Tessman. Those three guys, a bit of a gap here on 4 spot. Carson Wernemont.
Blazing lap times as Phend starting to get a flow for things. Brand new hard compound tire. Oh, catches a rut, rolls it right off the edge of the track.
That's going to cost him.
Phend is falling down the back. Nobody sees it.
Marshall? Oh, my goodness.
This could be the end of his national championship.
6, 7. Oh, they got the kid back there.
Oh, devastation for Steve. It just did a 45.2. A minor bobble sent him cartwheeling to the outside into no man's land. The marshal didn't see it. Oh, poor Dakotah Phend, after a not dominate, but a great performance in the truck division, now finds himself DAL in the buggy division.
Man, go to the Thunder Power instant
I don't know if I want to see that again. It's painful. Here we go.
See the marshal there.
Just caught the rut. I mean, didn't really do anything except be a quarter-inch offline.
Oh, it's a shame.
I hate when that happens.
Man, so Dakotah going to fall all the way back from first to ninth
place. Wow.
Oh, my goodness, but that gives Mayfield a clean track in front of him, Charlie.
Looks like this report in from the pits, Austin Blair retiring early.
Oh, man, tough luck for Austin Blair there in the Kyosho. Having some sort of problem. We pick up Mayfield over Mount Thornhill leading away. Ty Tessmann behind him. Carson Wernemont in the 3 spot. Cody Kang in 4. Jared Tebow. Round out your top 5.
Mayfield running the Associated. Tessman in the Hot Bodies. Wernemont running the Mugen. Cody King in the Kyosho. And Jared Tebow in the Kyosho as well.
Then we have Lutz driving a Durango. Pavitas in the TLR. Cavalier in the Associated. Dakotah in the TLR. And Tyler Vick driving the X-Ray.
So we work around the track with Ryan Mayfield, who told us he was going to start driving a little bit more conservatively today, find the consistency. Glancy flamed out, so he'll be returning to pit lane doing the long lap. Mayfield to the pits, coming in at the 7:30 mark.
That's what they said they were going to do. Or no, he said he wasn't going to say.
Yeah, they were playing it close to the chest.
Money stopped. John was down and away.
And then that was Wernemont in with him same time. Here comes Phend.
Right,
so
Phend
basically all the leaders coming in on the 7:30 mark.
Traffic jam coming out of the pit lane.
Packing them in there.
Man, oh man.
Pick up Mayfield now as I think he's able to hold on to the lead through the pit stops. I think everybody came in together, so it kind of evened itself out. Came in on a 46.6.
Drake has worked himself up to 12th. Now Charlie was figuring out all the strategy in this one. If they come in at 7.5, they come in at 8:40, they go 10. You really can't gain too much. The key is not missing your pit window.
So Mayfield comes across with his pit out lap 52.2.
Tessman with a 53.1. Mayfield with the fastest out lap so far. 52.9 from Lutz, 52.3 from Cavalieri. Oh no, Jared.
Tebow flames.
Man, struggling again. It happened to him numerous times in the
semi also.
Man, oh man, tough luck.
Tebow was going for the 8:40 mark, but he came in flamed as they went to refuel it and just having a hard time keeping that thing fired on pit stop number 1.
If they're smart, they'll go to the 7.5 minute, try to keep more fuel in the tank, less chance for flame out.
I think Tebow's going for the win. He needs that 5 seconds.
Man, he just gave it up with a flame out.
Mayfield now working down the front side.
Mayfield looking good.
Wow, and they're filling with a fuel bottle, I'm told.
Who?
No gun, Tebow. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe that, I don't know. It obviously didn't work because they had the same problem. Tough luck there for Jared. Mayfield looking good in the Associated, rocking on J Concept tires. Through the trifecta he goes. Sliding around, here's Tessman. Tessman in a hot body, he's running on Pro Line. Down the long straightaway, over the big rollers. sends it in. Nice and safe, not too hot. Around the pitcher's mound, you see Mayfield coming in and out of frame.
Working his way there, trying to keep contact with our leader. 46.2 for Mayfield, 46.2 for Tessman. Matching lap times last time. 45.4 for Mayfield, 45.4 for Tessman. So they both picking up their paces almost simultaneously. Wernemont circulating in that 4 spot, checks in with a 47.9. Lutz with a 46.5, 46 flat for King. Cavallari still in the mix, 45.7. Dakota not going down without a fight, 45.7 for Dakota, still on the lead lap. Top 13 positions all on the lead lap right now. Glancy and Blair look to be out. Actually, Glancy just had a flame out early on, so he's a couple laps down.
Dakota Phend looks like 13 seconds between first and seventh. Dakota Phend. We keep an eye on Phend. A costly mistake there, unfortunately.
Phend and Cavallari here nose to tail.
Battle for position. These guys coming up into the keyhole.
45.9 and a 45.7 for our top 2 drivers that time across the line. The rest of the field not able to make up a whole lot of time. Cody King able to creep up on our leaders by 2/10.
As they come up over the Brickyard, up over Mount Thornhill.
Single to flat now, working their way to the baby doubles. That flat 90-degree right is Dakota sizing up Cavallari now, looking for a place to make this pass stick.
Oh,
there it is. Little bobble there by Cavallari, puts Phend up 1.
Coming down to the straightaway, they go.
Leader still Mayfield as Phend working through Cody King now as King made a bobble. So Phend starting to come his way as he's getting past 2 cars here this lap. Phend moving on up to should be 5th spot now as they cross the line.
Dakota Phend not giving up.
44.9 for Phend that time, in traffic, passing people.
Hot lap of the race right there at 11 and a half minutes in.
Dakota Phend on the gas going fast. We are 12 minutes into this one, 48 minutes remaining. Dakota Phend, fastest guy through qualifying, fastest guy in the semifinals. Started from the point, led the opener, was stretching the lead, caught a rut, thrown to the outside of the track, came back on in 8th position, has been slowly working his way back towards the front now.
As they slide around the pitcher's mound, it is Phend. We talked about it before. They asked for volunteer marshals for this one, not support from the teams. I was very surprised at that, not having team guys there.
So there you see it, Mayfield with a 46.7, Tessman with a 45.5, and Dakota Phend with a 45.6. So making up, kind of keeping pace with our leaders here as everybody creeping up on the leader bit by bit that lap.
Tessman doing a 45.5, second faster than Mayfield that time. Mayfield's still your leader, but now it's a 1.1 second lead for Ryan Mayfield over Ty Tessman.
Wernemont still running in that 3rd spot right now. Lutz is 4th, Phend 5th, King 6th, Cavallari 7th, Tebow in the 8th spot. Pavitas, Wheeler, Fisher, Vic, Drake, Glancy, and Blair rounding out the rest of the field.
Just scratching the surface of this 60-minute final. Here we are, one pit stop in and a long time left. Anything can happen in hour-long championship finals.
So Mayfield with the 45.9, and everybody else's 45.2 was a tick quicker. So they are closing a little bit on the back of Mayfield.
And here is the battle for the lead out of the trifecta, coming up to the 5-pack. On to the back straightaway. It's Associated Hot Bodies running 1, 2. Mayfield and Tessman. Tessman up on 2 wheels there. Going to that fast left-hander. Coming up to the keyhole. It is Mayfield in control. Mirror full of Tessman.
The report from the pit reporter is that the temperatures are a little bit lower than in the warm-up, but the track is grooving up a bit, so lap time's starting to decrease. It's going to affect their fuel economy. It's going to affect their timing. Should be interesting how this plays out.
Exactly. A long way to go. Track's definitely going to change even more throughout the course of this hour-long final. It is Mayfield with clean track in front of him, but a mirror full of Tessman behind.
Mayfield just turned in his hot lap, 45 flat that last time by.
These guys getting in the groove. Tires now starting to come in, all running a harder compound tires for this long main. They got to make sure they last, and now starting to get in the groove with the tires, starting to wear in, and it is a great fight here between Mayfield and Ty Tessman.
We are about maybe a minute and a half from stop number 2 of our pit series. They'll be coming in maybe next time by.
Mayfield and Tessman. Tessman a little bit better, coming out of that little step down off the front straight. Across the Brickyard they go over Mount Thornhill. Tessman now closes in on Mayfield through that section. onto the flat, coming up to the baby double. Perfect line by both, coming up to the big double. Mayfield on the outside, Tessman taking the center that time. Into the trifecta they go. A fantastic fight here in our final.
So what we're seeing here is our leaders starting to fall into their groove. They're realizing that they're starting to lose a little bit of time. It's a long race, but they got to keep that pace going, and they're starting to lap quicker than the rest of the field together. That's an important fact, that they work together, not slow each other down too much, and keep stretching this gap out so they can have a little private battle at the end of this one.
Mayfield got out in the fluff.
Here they come together.
Into the pit stops.
7:30, that puts them in at 15:30 right now.
Oh,
down and away.
Man. You can't do pit stops better than that. That was fantastic by both the Associated team and the Hot Bodies team.
Mayfield and Tessman out just like they came in, nose to tail, separated by half a second or so. Mayfield now leading the way, Tessman in tow. Tessman very strong all weekend long. Didn't have the time in his semi that the other guys did. Started third on the grid, finds himself second now after the bad luck from Phend. Lots of time left, more than 40 minutes remaining before we have the decider here.
And these guys are still fighting hard here, Mayfield and Tessman. Perfect stops by the teams, and they are coming down the front straight.
Basically the whole top looks like 6 guys came in for pits last time by. We'll see how they check in this time. 52.5 to a 52.3 for Tessman on their pit out lap.
Mayfield car stepping out from him, coming onto that into the brickyard. Oh, Tessman upside down, but again, luck again on his side as it lands rubber side down. Adam giving him lots of room. Unfortunate luck for Drake.
We have one position change through the pit stops. Lutz able to move by Wernemann on the out lap from the pit stops.
Lutz is a very, very fast lap. One of the fastest we've seen. Wernemann fourth, Cody King fifth, Cavalieri, Tebow, and Phend.
Tessman with that bobble back underway now. No harm, no foul. Lost a little bit of time. Going to try to push hard to make that up right now. Mayfield across the line, 45.7. Tessman, 47.1.
We're going to go to the Thunder Power instant replay right here.
Take a look at that.
A little tumble here from Tessman sideways.
It's got crossed up on the way up the face.
Got very lucky, though.
He tried to save it.
Rubber side down, and okay. That big double. Tessman going to try to close that gap again on Mayfield. Lutz still in the third spot, followed by Wernemann, King, Cavalieri, Phend up to 7th, Tebow, Pavitas, Fisher in 10th, followed by Wheeler, Drake, Vick, Glancy, and unfortunate luck for Austin Blair.
Working around with Tessman now, looking good through the switchback section. Last time by was at rough lap 47.1. Coming around this time by Mayfield did a 45.9. Tessman with a 45.6 as he makes up 3/10 on our leader. Hot Body's car looking strong right now. Ty Tessman, we've said it before, we'll say it again, from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, working his way around this track like the master that he is.
See the gap between him and Mayfield last time by. It was just a little bit, less than a second. Into the trifecta they go, into the 5-pack. Perfect. Perfect by both. Motoring down the straightaway. Punching it. Tessman closes up hard on the binders there to that left-hander. Round the pitcher's mound. Sliding around the corner, coming up to the keyhole. Tessman closing in this last lap. Through, you can see the rock just forming there. Mayfield taking a wide line.
Pushing a little wide there as he picks up the throttle. A 45.7. Ladies and gentlemen, new fast lap of the race. Hot Bodies, Ty Tessman, 44.6.
Bringing it.
Made up more than a second on Mayfield that lap. Tessman hitting his marks right now.
0.4 of a second between the top two, Associated Hot Body. Mayfield out in the fluff coming up to that double, but no problem, able to hold it into the Tessman living on the edge there. Wow.
That second that he made up gave some of it back right there, but able to keep it rolling. That's the important part.
That's the thing. You don't want to lose that contact with the leader.
We are approaching the 20-minute mark of this one. That means pit stop should happen about 22 minutes.
Coming on to the front straight, down that step down. It's Mayfield in control with Tessman in tow across the timing loop. Down to that step down, coming up to the brickyard. Slide it around, and here's Tessman right back up on Mayfield.
0.9 was the gap last time they came across the line. Not that much right now, that's for sure. Tessman up upon the back of Mayfield.
Tessman had a good run off that flat, rolled not too much of a jump over that double as they close into the trifecta. Nose to tail, 2, maybe 3 car lengths apart. coming over to Holiday 5-pack down the back straight. Tessman with a good run on Mayfield.
Looking good. They jumped to flats. Both the cars looking like they have the right amount of pack. Stick to the dirt and back on the power through the Dirty Dega section. Over the speed bump. Now to our switchbacks, making their way to the start-finish line for the drop-down. Last time by a 45.5 to a 46.0. This time by a 46.2 to a 45.6.
Mayfield up on two wheels, protecting that inside traffic, giving them lots of room. Over to Brickyard at wing high, coming over Mount Thornhill, nose to tail. Tessman, again, just shorting that tabletop landing and driving off of it, not jumping it as much as Mayfield.
Cavallari and Wernemont switching spots last time they came across the line. Wernemont from 5th to 4th, Cavallari down to 5th.
Excellent, excellent fight rages on here. Out of the 5-pack, down the back straightaway. Again, Tessman punch, closes up under braking. Mayfield pulls away around the pitcher's mound. Perfect line by both. They come up to the keyhole. Into the fluff again is Mayfield out there.
Letting it hang out there. Knows he needs to run the ideal race line, but can't get out in that fluff too much. There's just no traction. Car pitches sideways, catch a rut, get a sidewall turn, and race could be over just like that.
Now we watched how Tessman over this single here, he's been jumping it short and driving. That time jumped it a bit longer. Closes still about the same gap between him and Mayfield. Mayfield go to the high side. You see two different lines that time. Mayfield goes out high where they've been running it for the last day and a half. Tessman now trying the inside line.
Mayfield now through the double triples. Tessman doing the same, of course. Down the back straight, over the big roller they go. Little bunny hop there as they land to flats for Tessman. 21 minutes and 30 seconds down. They are due for pit stops any lap now.
Here they come, down the step down. And still staying out, not this time. Keeping it in that black groove on the racing circuit here at Thornhill. On the Brickyard, up and over. Mount Thornhill, traffic in front of them. Whoa. That was a close one.
Good job, bud.
Load up just in time for the leaders to get through. The leaders are on the move, moving through the field. Here's the rundown. Mayfield, Tessman, and Lutz, your top three. 4th is Wernemont. Cavallari, 5th. Dakota Phend, 6th. Cody Kang, 7th. Tebow in 8th. Pavitas, 9th. Fisher, Wheeler, Vick, and Drake.
This is very quickly turning into a driver's race. Everyone's cars seem to be capable of pretty similar lap times. It all comes down to how consistent and how hard these drivers can push these cars right now. Getting around the potholes, staying out of the dust, able to avoid the crevices on the faces of the jumps.
Tessman closes back up. And the Brickyard they go over Mount Thornhill.
Making a whole new crevice on the face of the Thornhill there.
Tessman getting a good run off that flat. Now let's see if they're going to split the difference. Mayfield again goes wide. Tessman to the inside. Tessman a little dance in the air.
Phend back on the move as he moves up from 5th to 6th.
Dakota Phend, new fast lap of the race was a 44.53 4 laps ago from Dakota Phend.
Boom.
We stay with the battle out front. Coming up to the keyhole section here, it is still Mayfield and Tessman. Then they have about a 10-second break between them and 3rd place Ryan Lutz. And they're in for fuel. Here we go.
Cars are both up at the same time. Guns go down, cars go down.
Identical again.
Mirror.
Money. That's how you do fuel stops.
They should high-five each other. Those were good stops. Mayfield and Tessman out just like they were in.
That's it, man. Song remains the same.
Unbelievable racing here at the 2014 ROAR Fuel Nationals. We are 24 minutes into an absolute knockdown, drag-out, nose-to-tail battle between this nation's fastest drivers right now. Ty Tessmann, the class of the field all weekend. Ryan Mayfield, who you can never count out, made a bit of a late charge here in the semis, made a bunch of changes to his car, got everything working again, and here he is leading the way around this Nationals.
We talked about this circuit here at Thornhill, how it's going to make for great racing where these guys can race for the championship. No odd things really out there. Just battle with the track and their competitors, and it's coming to be as we have a fantastic fight here between Mayfield and Tessman.
And Ryan Cavallari pulling some tricks out of his hat as he's gone from 6th to 4th now. Cody King doing the same as he climbs the ladder up to 3rd.
Fantastic, fantastic race here. As Mayfield and Tessman, class of the field here in this championship final right now. Lutz moving down to the 4th spot. Cody Kang moving up to 3rd.
Mayfield with a little bit of a gap there. Looks like Tessman had to woe it down just a little bit as he came through some rough stuff in that left-hander.
And now they're coming up on some traffic. Look like they're coming up on Pavitas. Oh, Tessman stuffs it there.
Oh, no.
Luckily saves it, goes through the infield, no problem.
There by Tessman.
You got a flame out from Carson Warnemont, 7th position.
Cody King may be trying a 10-minute strategy. He was able to do it at the warm-up race here. He may be on that right now.
Go to the Thunder Power instant replay.
Take a look here. Tessman's bit of a bobble. He comes in hard, just gets it squared up, turns in, catches the pipe. He's okay, though.
That's a great shot there. You could see him just sawing at the wheel as he went counter steering into there, but unfortunately caught the pipe.
So that's going to drop him down a bit from Mayfield. When they came across the line, he had lost 2 full seconds and some change.
2.5 to be exact. Here he comes sliding around. You can see how polished the racetrack is getting, making it a bit slippery in some of the sections.
45.9 for Mayfield across the line that time by Tessman with a 45.8 as he makes up a 10th.
Mayfield still in control in the associated ride. Coming over that big double in the back. Little whip there from Tessman. Into the trifecta he goes. Down a long back straight over the rollers. Punched over that last roller, hard on the binders there. Round the pitcher's mound. You can see Mayfield in front of him.
Pavitas is next in line there. I'm sure there'll be no problem. It looks like Mayfield still has a couple seconds on Tessman at the moment. 45.8 for Mayfield, 45.9 for Tessman, giving back that 10th of a second. And this just in from pit lane, Carson Warnemont officially out.
Oh, man, tough luck there for Warnemont.
Lutz now up to that 3rd spot. Cody King dropping down. Cody King just did his pit lap at the 26-minute mark, I believe.
Pick up Mayfield here, coming down the back straightaway in the associated. Perfect line there, coming around the pitcher's mound. You see the tap of the brakes, the weight transfer to the front. It is Ryan Mayfield out front, leading away.
Mayfield running that team associated 8.2. Down the main straight he goes. Drop down left-hander. Now the rise up left-hander. Making his way back over Mount Thornhill. Nice and easy to the outside. Touches the dust, gets back to the shinies. Ooh, little squirrely up the face there. That doesn't look like a lot, but that's all it takes to ruin a lap.
Got a good battle here for Ryan Cavalieri and Dakotah Phend. These guys battling right now. This the battle here for the 4th spot. So Phend trying to climb his way back after that. I think it was about a 9-second crash maybe earlier in the race.
They're just showing here track position, oh so crucial. You got to race with people. You got to push the pace. You're going to be prone to making a couple mistakes. Well, Mayfield and Tessman, they have open track, and they're able to put their head down. All these drivers run very similar times lap after lap. It just comes down to the little bit of consistency, that 10th of a second one way or the other. And a lot of that comes from racing like these guys are doing right here. Cavo feeling the pressure there. Bobble, Phend to the inside, going to make the pass. Phend +1 now as he moves to spot number 4. Phend onto the drop down. Across the main straight, you see it there to the 4th spot, 45.3. Cavalieri with a 46.9 as he gets past. Up over Mount Thornhill they go. Phend trying to gap out from Cavalieri right now. He wants to put him in his rear view. Stretch that lead out. Up over the big double he goes. We approach this spot that is probably going to be a nightmare for him for a very long time. Right as he exited this section at the early stages of this race, caught a rut, went flying off the track. None of the turn marshals saw him go over there, and unfortunately found himself way down in the 8th position. Not giving up, though, fighting hard now all the way back to 4th spot, and he can see Ryan Lutz just a couple corners ahead. He has been making up time on our leaders these last several laps in the low 45s. 44.9 for Phend that time by as he makes up a full second on our lead group.
Man, Phend on the move. New fast lap was a 44.5 about 10 laps ago. Mayfield, Tessman, Lutz, and Phend, your top 4 drivers. This one far from over, Charlie.
Pit report gives us that Warnemont lost the clutch.
Oh, man, tough luck, Carson. He was one of our underdog picks going into this event.
19, 20-year-old Carson Warnemont been living the RC dream, traveling around with the pros for about 2 years now. Maybe 3 years probably. But back to the action on the track. Phend through the pitcher's mound. You can see that pink blue card just off the front of the shot. That is his sight. Ryan Lutz, the Lutzinator, running third. 45.6 for Lutz last time by, 44.9 for Phend this time by for Lutz, 45.9. 45.9 for Phend, no time gained. King up past Cavalieri as he moves to the 5 spot.
It's a 17-second deficit right now from Dakotah Phend to Ryan Mayfield.
Halfway there, everybody. 30 minutes down, 30 minutes left to go. National championship on the line right now. Mayfield leads Tessman, leads Lutz, leads Phend. We are with Dakotah Phend right now. Started from the point. Rough luck early on, fighting back now.
It is still Ryan Mayfield, your leader. Ty Tessmann, that separation the last time by. We wait for Tessman to cross the loop. It is a 4-second separation. Oh, trouble right in front of Phend.
That was Pavidis, I believe, catching the pipe. Bit of lap traffic with some rough luck, making it a bit exciting for our leaders as they come through. So a 45.7 to a 45.3, or check that, a 45.3 to a 45.2 as Phend makes up another 10th.
Back to Mayfield, please.
Working our way around with Phend now as he's been looking. Oh, roll over there by Phend. Man, he was mounting a charge, turning some very fast laps and catches the corner, rolls it over. Marshall fumbled it just a little bit as the traffic was coming in. I can't blame him for that, but that's going to let King slide by Phend for him.
Mayfield just coming in for service, down and away quickly for your leader.
Can't afford any more mistakes like that. He has the pace to catch these guys. He's got 28 minutes to do it, but he can do no more of those as we switch back to our Ryan Mayfield, our race leader in the associated ride.
That's about 10 or 12 seconds of wreck right there, Charlie. You cannot give that away at this level of competition.
Give you an idea, Phend came across the line that time by like it was a pit stop lap, did a 51.8. 6 seconds. There you go, boys. Have it back.
Yeah, tough luck there. Mayfield still on point, leading the way, rocking the associated. Second spot, Tessman in the hot bodies and a Durango of Lutz.
Our leader just works past Billy Fisher from Arizona. These guys pretty good friends. They've raced together in Phoenix area over the years. Mayfield, unfortunately, able to put his Arizona companion a lap down.
Mayfield driving a team-associated chassis. Engines are from Nova Rossi and tires are from J Concepts.
Up and over, the big double, he goes right-hander there. That was the spot where Phend kind of tossed it away a bit, or at least gave some of that lead back. Mayfield looking strong right now. Last time by for Mayfield was a 52.1.
That was his pit lap.
Pit lap on the way out, still strong.
52.4 pit lap there for Tessman. So about the same separation here, 3, maybe 4 seconds for Mayfield. Tessman, King, still on the lead lap with Lutz, Phend, Cavalieri, all showing with 41 laps complete. Down the straightaway, there you go. That is your leader, Ryan Mayfield from Arizona. Into the brickyard he goes, up and over. Mount Thornhill.
From the single to flat and out of that square left-hander, right over here to the square right-hander. Big doubles, big air. Slaps the nose down, back on the gas, through the trifecta. Left-hander carousel. Whoa, sneaking it over the double there, just
close.
Barely. Mayfield,
right, here we go.
46.1.
Now we pick up our top two, Charlie. We have Mayfield and Tessman. Mayfield to the far right side, coming up to the keyhole. And right behind him, though, Tessman. You see Tessman now coming into the keyhole. So that gives you the separation kind of between these two, about a straightaway apart between your leader, Mayfield, and Ty Tessman.
Separation as they cross the line that time by 3.9 seconds.
3.9 doesn't sound like a lot, but at this level, that is a big lead.
It's a day in motorsports.
Mayfield continuing to hit his marks, coming up into the trifecta over those 3 single rollers. Slides it around over the 5-pack, to the double, to the triple. On to the long back straightaway, over the rollers, punched over that second one. Hard on the binders, pitches it sideways, coming up to the pitcher mound.
Top 5 running order: Ryan Mayfield, Ty Tessman, Cody King, Ryan Lutz, Dakotah Phend. Rest of the field going to be Cavalieri, Fisher, Tebow, Pavidis. Vic now moving up to the 10 spot. Drake to 11th. Wheeler's 12th. Glancy, Wernemont, and Blair. Glancy's still on the track suffering from an early flame out, but Wernemont and Blair both off with technical difficulties.
Tough luck for those 2 young drivers as they had a good chance here. Our leader now, more traffic in his future, Charlie. That always is scary and treacherous when you have this amount of a lead.
Mayfield through the far side doing double triple.
Perfect on the downside of that triple. Round of pitchers, round they go. Ooh, a little kiss of the pipe. It's all right. No harm, no foul.
Pit report says Cody King pitted this lap, so he just came in at the 35-minute mark. They're 34:45.
Mayfield down the front straightaway, a little bit sideways. Coming up, you can see how that is just tearing apart on the backside of that one.
So King is on the 8:40 pit stops right now. What he's trying to do is get that 5 seconds back by the end of this one. You see here with our pace, he needs all of that 5 seconds, and a bit of bad luck for our leaders.
Absolutely. Ryan Lutz now taking over to third. Cody King dropping down with that fuel stop at 52.5 outlap after his pit stop, drops him down to fifth.
Phend up to fourth. Lutz still holding on to that podium spot as we work around with Mr. Ryan Mayfield.
3.4 second lead for Mayfield. Coming into the keyhole second, you see top of the frame.
Yeah.
There is Tessman driving it way wide there.
Mayfield pushing a little bit wide. That may very well be the line to keep the run for the drop down.
It is.
They get that drop down wrong. If they kiss the back end, it makes the straightaway very, very tricky. There's a couple rough spots just after the lander there.
Mayfield out front, driving the Associated chassis, Nova Rossi engine, J Concept tires, followed by the hot bodies, chassis of Tessman, OS engines of Ty, and Proline tires. Mayfield over to double, triple, perfect.
Looking good. Jumps to flat, a little chassis slap, but stays on the ground.
Got about 24 minutes to go in this one.
Keeps it low to the ground over the pitcher's mound.
An hour-long final. That is a long time to stand up there. No breaks, no chance really to take a break at all. The pit stops are a mere 2, maybe 3 seconds at the most. The only chance you have to regain your composure is that pit stop moment for just that short moment.
Yep. Take a breath, shake your hand out, get back to action.
Exactly.
Now the line through the drop down, I'm told, is to aim for the VP on that banner. If you can get the car to stay over the logo, you're doing a good job. Good visual cue for the drivers. Makes it a little easier to not have to search for the holes with the naked eye.
Over to double triple, onto the back straight, over those rollers to that left-hander. And there's some ruts in that back left-hander. We've seen a couple of drivers through the course of today's events in the semis catch that rut, roll it over. There's Mayfield sliding around, getting a good run. You can see how polished it is.
Yep.
And Ty Tessmann, 45.4 that time for Mayfield, 45.4 matching lap time, Mayfield and Tessmann.
3 seconds still the gap, a little less, little more comes and goes. It depends on who decides to put their hot lap in. Mayfield looking good right now, but Tessmann, never can count him out. He is one of the most consistent drivers in the A-scale racing world right now, that is for sure.
Mayfield goes so wide in that back double all the way along the pipe, and you see him kick up the roost as he goes for the double. Down the back straight he goes now, coming up to the pitcher's mound. Perfect line again, right on point is Mayfield.
Car looks to have excellent traction right now, makes the left-hander, makes the right-hander, swinging the back end out a little bit there. Drop down looks clean.
Right over to VP, coming down the straightaway he goes. Second spot still Tessman.
Oh, both of them.
45-1, 45-0.
Wow, very good laps for both of those drivers here. We are at the 38-minute mark. We should be due for pit stops in about 30-45 seconds or so.
So possibly this time by, we'll expect these guys in.
Mayfield, Tessman, Lutz at the front of this one. Associated, Hot Bodies, Durango. Phend is in the TLR. Cody King is in the Kyosho. We have Cavallari in the Associated. Billy Fisher in the TLR. Tebow in the Kyosho. Pavitas in the TLR. Tyler Vick running the X-Ray.
Sorry, Charlie. Mayfield's in. Tessman's in. And Tessman made up some ground this last lap.
In and out.
Mayfield down and away. We see, Tessman. Whoo, good save there from Tessman.
A bit of a pit out bobble. Yeah, but Tessman made up a half a second on the in lap. That's important.
I saw it coming out of the keyhole there.
Then he gave it back on the way out.
He did. The in lap, out lap, so important. They got to keep the flow going. You can lose easily a half a second, just like we saw there for Tessman.
So Tessman and Mayfield pitting with each other. Probably the safest bet for them. Going to fight it out on the track at the 38-minute mark.
It is the Associated and Mayfield leading the way, followed by the Hot Bodies of Tessman. Tessman much closer than over the last 5 minutes across the start-finish line. There's Mayfield in the step down. Here's Tessman in the step down. Perfect lines by both. Cross the line 51.9 to a 52.3. They're outlaps. So a 4/10 faster outlap from Mayfield to Tessman.
Lutz in the third spot. Last time by for Lutz, 46.5. As I believe he's cycling through a pit stop as Cody Kang comes across to move on to the podium spot. Cody crosses with a 45.6, very good lap time as he is coming down to the end of his pit stop window. Cody King pits a little while after these guys.
Mayfield, Tessman, King, your top three. Oh, a little bobble there. Coming down the straightaway. Our leader going to be coming up some traffic. Oh! And this is what always, when you come up on traffic, they get nervous.
Makes you nervous, yeah.
Because they want to give room to the leader. Anything can happen. We saw that, a little tumble there. We've seen it numerous times at major events like that. Something like that happens, and it changes the outcome of the event. Mayfield still leading the way through the trifecta. 1, 2, 3. Slides it around here, setting up for the 5-pack. Over the double, triple. Down the long back straightaway one more time.
Less than 20 minutes to go in this one. Mayfield, no stranger to the front of an A-scale nitro racing field. Lately, they've been struggling with pace. They've been struggling with consistency. It all kind of coming together here. Sunday fun day at the Nationals.
Doing a fantastic job leading this championship final. It is Ryan Mayfield from Arizona leading away. Associated Nova Rossi and J Concepts supporting that ride of Mayfield.
18 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in this one. Mayfield, big air there over the big double. Hangs it out, check swing. Looks good over the trifecta. See how shiny that surface is. Starting to turn black now as they lay the rubber down. That's going to change the handling characteristics of the car, the pace that they can push in. We might see some traction rolls forming. Never can really tell. Track conditions unknown to these guys. A couple of them came for the warm-up, but the conditions here a little bit different. Temperatures are cooler and the track is a lot more grooved up than when they were here last.
It is Mayfield and Tessman. Tessman continue to chip away at that lead that Mayfield has.
King moved into the third spot a few laps ago. He is due into the pits right about next lap or so maybe. He's on that 8:40 pit strategy, so what he's trying to do is lessen his pit stops by 1 as compared to everybody else.
And this is for position with Lutz. Lutz driving the Durango behind him. Alpha Engines, a.k.a. tires. Right in front of him, Cody King sideways. Cody King goes just a bit wide and gives that spot. Cody King driving the Kyosho Reds engine on Pro Line.
Working their way through the backside section now. That double triple always tricky as they get a lot of air there. Oh no!
Cody King going for it. Yeah. He was going to go for it. Said, I do not want to give that spot up.
He had a run on it. Landed on top of Lutz, out in the fluff. Turbo Hyper Donuts back underway. No changes.
Let's see if he's going to come in for fuel. Oh, he forgot he had a pit, and he missed a pit lane. He's got to go around one more time.
They can't go backwards up the pit lane.
Cannot go backwards down the racetrack or the pit lane. We talked about this. You miss your pit window. It is 45 more seconds on fuel, and the last lap he was just absolutely punched on it. I don't know if he can make it around.
We'll see. Not a lot of smoke coming out there.
He's babying it. A mistake there from the former world champion.
King dropping down a spot as he was in a battle with Lutz. They were nose to tail. They were bottom to roof at one stage.
He looked like
Looks
he
like
stuttered
it missed,
there.
didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, man, he's taking it so easy. He is barely pulling the trigger. Can he get it? Then such a chance of flame out with an empty tank. Can he get it to the pit lane? He is going to make it.
43 minutes coming in.
They're going to make sure, and they took a whole tank of fuel. And, whoo, and it
keeps it running. So King with a fresh tank of fuel back underway.
That was a close one, Charlie. That was almost tragedy for the former world champ.
Yeah. 15 minutes, 45 seconds on the master clock. Mayfield, Tessman, Lutz, Phend, King, Cavo, Fisher, Tebow, Pavitas, Vic, Wheeler, Drake, Glancy, Wernemont, and Blair is the overall.
You got to wonder, Charlie, if you miss it like that, would have been smarter for him to just go back in the pit lane, get a penalty, serve the penalty, and then play on? You wonder.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Luckily for him, don't have to worry about that. As we pick up Ryan, the Lutzinator, Lutz running the Durango, working his way through the center section of the track. We see Dakotah Phend now up to 4th spot. He's about 4 seconds off the back of Lutz, so has a lot of work cut out for him. Last time by for Lutz, a 45.5. Phend with a 45.2 needs to pick up that pace a little bit more, needs to chip away at it. Only 15 minutes left to go.
The battle for the lead shaping up here as Tessman has slowly chipped away. A 10th here, a 10th there in the hot bodies ride, reeling in the Associated of Mayfield. Separation last time by, it was 0.5 of a second after 45 minutes of competition.
Risky move there. He got out on the pipe, powered through it, kind of came through the air a little sideways, had to wiggle the wheel, slap her back onto the ground.
It is Mayfield with the lead. Clean track in front of him. No traffic again for a little bit. Him and Tessman coming into the keyhole section. Sliding it around. Very slippery and shiny around there. Coming into the step down. They take the wide line, try to carry the momentum to clear that step down onto the front straight. Now onto the Brickyard. It's still Mayfield with the lead.
Mayfield working his way over Mount Thornhill, kissing the top of it. The face of that getting a little wrecked as they are moving their cars inside outside. That outside edge now showing the wear and tear at the lip. Mayfield big air over the double. Tessman right behind him. Last time by, matching lap times for these drivers, 45.57s.
On to the back straight they go. Over those rollers. Perfect. Got to hit the brakes for this left-hander. See Tessman coming in a little hotter. Coming through the switchbacks.
Update there. Phend slowly closing the gap bit by bit on the back of Lutz. Here comes our leaders to the pits.
We're in for fuel. There is
Simul pit. Dun, 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 dun.
Man, excellent pit. That is textbook right there. If you ever want to see how it's done, right there. Fantastic pit work there from the Tessman team and the Associated.
Oh, looks like pit report says Phend has moved past Lutz now. So Phend getting onto the podium after a very rough start. A good salvage if he can hold on to that.
Man, if he can hold on to the podium, that would be fantastic. Anything can happen, Charlie. We've seen it before. As
Here
more
comes
pit
Phend
stops
into the
happen.
pits.
Cherry with the car. Mayfield,
Mayfield wrecked.
Oh, my, as we're watching
Behind
that.
the picture.
And now that is Ty Tessman in the hot body. He's going to take over the lead.
So for the first time in this 60-minute final, Ty Tessman moving to the front of this one.
Man, oh, man. Now that is some ground and it's going to be difficult for Mayfield to make up.
Definitely.
He's going to have to put his head down and push.
He's just been running his conservative line, not turning ultra-fast laps, letting everybody kind of race around him, so to speak. Now Tessman, that's not the place you want Tessman to be, in front of you with a bit of a gap. He's a very consistent, very calm, very smooth driver. If he can't see you, he may start stretching it out.
And he has a good lead right now last time
4 seconds.
Man, oh, man. Tessman smooth and steady, keeping it cool. Cool as the other side of the pillow at night. No mistakes when he was behind Mayfield. Mayfield, the first one to blink. Ty Tessman there to capitalize.
Now with the pit stop cycling through, Lutz has moved past Phend again. So it's Tessman, Mayfield, Lutz, Phend, and Cody King as the top 5 at the moment.
Down the step down here off the front straight. Coming into the Brickyard. Nice line up and over. Mount Thornhill coming up over to single. Lands safe on the plateau. Coming up to the baby double. A little bit sideways. Stepped out on him. No problem. Coming up to the big double. Now he's on the outside line. Coming up to the trifecta. Perfect line there. Coming up to the 5-pack. Perfect.
5.8 seconds the gap right now.
That is massive. The biggest lead we've seen here in the championship. 60-minute final. It is Ty Tessman in the hot bodies from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, leading away.
45.4 for Tessman, 45.9 for Mayfield last time by. Report from the pit lane is Mayfield looks calm. He looks collected. He's hitting his marks. He knows he's got some time left.
He's got some work to do. That is for sure.
Wow, making up 7/10 that time by. A 46 flat for Tessman to a 45.3 for Mayfield. He wants a shot back at the top of this one. He needs more of those from Tessman.
Now you see Mayfield coming into your picture there. A little tail whip there from Tessman. Into the trifecta he goes as we are coming up just under 11 minutes left to go. A lot of time in this hour-long final. Fatigue now, Charlie, you got to worry. Their feet getting numb, their hands obviously cramping. They only get that short moment during the pit. Oh, Tessman,
oh, no.
what a mistake.
Bob, upside down. Marshall's there at least.
Oh, Marshall is right there. Here it is. Game on again.
Battle of the bobbles right now is given for mistake taken.
Man, oh man, that is definitely going to inspire Mayfield now. Tessman with a rare mistake. Usually, as you said, ice in his veins. Not that time.
Track getting rough up there. I think it upset the car. He's getting a little tail happy there as you see the back end wanting to step out on these the 180 turns.
We're going to go to the Thunder Power instant replay on this one. You see him perfect line there, sliding down, turning in. It steps out on him, tries to punch it over the pipe. Gives it, and on the exit,
he was on an angle.
It tries to hit it square. Got to give the Marshal, though, on his job. Picked it up right, front and back.
That's a racer.
That was a very good marshalling job there. Kept Tessman in this fight.
Looks to me like they tagged out some of the kids that were out there.
Down the straightaway they go. Tessman still your leader. He put a little bit of distance that time on Mayfield. 45-7 lap for Tessman to a 46-1 for Mayfield.
Now, something that may play into this is how often these guys get out into the dust that affects the tire wear pretty dramatically. They go out there, do a couple victory donuts or accidents, and next thing you know, they're all out of pins.
That's right. This is a long, long race, 60 minutes. That is a lot to ask from man and machine. These guys went to a harder compound tire to be able to last the endurance of a 60-minute final. But as you said, a couple mistakes on the gas too much, you can burn those pins off, and then you're running on slicks.
9 minutes remaining. We're give or take 2 minutes from the final pit stop for our leaders.
Tessman, Mayfield, Lutz back to the 3 spot. Phend is in fourth, about 5, maybe 6 seconds behind Lutz. Cody King in 5th. Cavalieri 6th. Fisher, Tebow, Pavitas, Vic, Wheeler, Drake, and Glancy is your top 13 guys still left running. Tessman in control. Short lead over Mayfield. Over to back double-A go. Back into the trifecta. You see the purple and white hot bodies followed by the white and pink and blue associated to Mayfield. Mayfield short that one, but he keeps his foot in the throttle and saves it.
It doesn't look like much, folks, but that can turn your race around in a hurry, some move like that.
Absolutely.
The track's rough like this. If it's not settled into the suspension as it goes through it, it'll unload and you'll be on your lid.
Now traffic again coming into play here for your leaders is a motor. Down a long pit straight here into the step down. Oh no! Trouble, there's a flame out right in front of your leader. And that brings Mayfield a bit closer. Mayfield out of sync there, a bit sideways, but he saves it.
This from the pit report. Lutz got hung up a couple corners from the start finish, lost a bunch of time, did a 50-second lap time. That's not his pit stop.
If it was a money stop, that's for sure. Now the battle a little bit closer here as Tessman got hung up with that lap traffic. Down the straightaway they go. Over the rollers. Punched. Mayfield sends it down the straightaway. He has got his foot in it now. He is there to apply pressure to Tessman.
Mayfield little bobble there as he gets out. Big brop through the dust there. They should be coming in the pits right here. No, next lap.
We should have one more stop. The final stop before us here, and it is going to be on the mechanics. They have been flawless so far, but Mayfield now putting the pressure on Tessman.
A little bit of a bobble there, not much, just coming down the hill. Car got a little bit upset. Mayfield able to close the gap, making contact there, wheel to wheel.
Oh man, elbows are out. It is game on right now. 60-minute final coming to a close with just under 7 minutes. We expect him in for fuel this time by. It is going to be a dogfight here in the final leg of this championship final.
Nose to tail. Mayfield closing up on the back door at Tessman. Looking to the outside. That's not going to stick in the pitcher's mound. Lap traffic giving way. Mayfield kissing the pipe there, able to save it.
Here they go.
6:30 remaining.
And let's see if they're...
Mayfield's in the pits.
Tessman's staying out.
Tessman's going out.
This is going to make it very interesting. A good stop. Full tank of fuel down and away there. Perfect stop there. Now it is going to be on Tessman. His in-lap, very important if he can keep it clean.
Make sure we get the Tessman stop. Mayfield now will be closing up on the back of Tessman once Tessman gets the pit stop. We switch to Tessman now as he works through the double triples. You see Mayfield about a pit stop worth of distance back there. Tessman working through Dirty Dega, now into the short chute, over the speed bump. Here comes that slick right-hander to the slick left-hander.
Championship could be decided right here, Charlie, into the pit. Perfect, slow and steady. Gord there with the catch. Mom with the gun. Down and away, a perfect stop. The exit.
Clean.
And there it is, a perfect stop there for the hot bodies. Mom and Dad Tessman getting it done.
So Mayfield's outlap was a 52.1. We'll see what Tessman did. He came on a 46.3, which is not that fast for an in-lap.
Got 5.5 minutes to go. This one is going to be fantastic. Touch of the pipe there, going to that back double.
Final stop's done for pretty much everybody, maybe King with the splash and go here at the end. 5 minutes left on the master clock. We are only a few minutes away from determining our national champion here in 2014. You are enjoying this coverage of the Thornhill RC Circuit right here on LiveRC.com.
Coming down the straightaway now, traffic again in front of our leaders. It is Mayfield trying to reel in Tessman sideways.
Whoa.
Oh, there it is. To the inside.
Mayfield.
Overshot the
Oh,
corner.
no.
They're side
He
by
gives
side.
it back.
Oh, what sportsmanship there from Ty Tessmann.
There's that car.
There it is. A flame out again collects them. First it was Tessman that got stopped by it. Now it's Mayfield. Oh, my goodness.
Tessman back to the lead.
What sportsmanship there from Ty Tessmann. They were side by side. It was a questionable situation. Nobody would have thought otherwise if it played on, but he was a good sport. Give the spot back, and karma goes his way. He is out front.
RC Karma coins worth a lot in these races. Looked like Tyler Vick was the one that flamed out there in front of him.
We are going to go to the Thunder Power instant replay here. You see him sideways there.
Rot.
Mayfield sees the opening, comes in hot, overshoots it, and they're side by side. And he, like I said, he could have went either way.
Right. I think Tessman felt like he picked up the throttle and maybe the front end washed out and tagged Mayfield. So I figured, I'll just give it back. I got it.
That was fantastic. Good sportsmanship there, and they live to race another lap, and it's going to be some good ones. Just under 4 minutes to go. Championship on the line.
Tessman, Mayfield, Lutz at the front of this one. Dakota pushing hard to get back on that podium. Has to make up a bit of time on Lutz. He's about 2 seconds off the back. That doesn't matter, though. The battle right now for the national championship between Canada's Ty Tessman and Arizona's Ryan Mayfield. Mayfield still trying to make up ground on that big double in the back, keeping the nose down. Tessman 45.4, Mayfield 46 flat as Tessman gaps it a little bit. Looking strong there, right on the pipe. Over the Thornhill, Mount Thornhill they go. Here they come to the baby double. Check swing there by Tessman as it stepped out as he picked up the power. Over little double, take a look at the line here over the big double. Mayfield way to the outside, getting the nose down. Tessman maybe sniffing that line as well. Separation last time across the line. Less than a second, a 0.7 it looks like.
The final 3 minutes of the championship right here. Canada against USA, Hot Buddies against Associated, Tessman against Mayfield.
2 minutes, 35 seconds left to go. Our lead group has been entrenched in this battle all race long. The Thornhill RC Circuit, just a brilliant track design, making for very close racing. These guys able to duke it out back and forth, run very consistent lap times under some pretty tricky conditions. The track dried out, shined up, weather conditions been changing, dusty, not dusty. The report from the pit lane is that they can still see tread on all the tires.
These guys now starting to slide around. Tessman, last couple corners, he's been very slidey. Mayfield now closing, gets a good run down the back straightaway. Oh. Here we go.
Mayfield looking to the inside.
Oh, overshoots the corner just a little bit, coming in hot.
Gives back a bunch of time there as he missed the turn in for the pitcher's mound.
Just under 2 minutes to go in this one.
Coming down to the wire here. Tessman to the outside of the hole. Mayfield driving through it.
They are good to go on fuel. No more pit stop. It is left in the hands of the Gladiators here. Tessman and Mayfield up over Mount Thornhill. It is mere car lengths, just a few feet between the top two, first and second. No. Tessman going a bit wide. Mayfield follows suit over the back double.
Mayfield has been a little bit more trickier over Mount Thornhill. He's kissed it a couple times on the way over. Trying to make that line happen for him, save some time. They work their way down the back straight. Tessman with a 45.8, 45.5 for Mayfield last time by.
Mayfield a perfect line around the pitcher's mound there. Hard on the binders as he comes into it. You can see him.
Bobble by Tessman.
Oh, my goodness, a mistake by Tessman. Now it is Ryan Mayfield to the point.
Mayfield got into the back to him, and as he drove through, actually righted Tessman to bring Tessman out right behind him.
That was awfully nice of Mayfield, giving him a wanna race.
What a guy.
Over Mount Thornhill they go, as we are 45 seconds. We have a lap and a half left to go.
Tessman pushing hard right now. They're going to make it across the line this time by. and have one final lap to duke it out. It is all on the line right now. 60 minutes of racing action, 5 days of qualifying and practice, coming down to the wire right now. America versus Canada. Tessman to the inside, can't make it stick.
We're at 20 seconds to go. They are going to go one more time.
Whoa.
Tessman takes a look at the inside, nothing there. Coming in out of the keyhole as they come down the start-finish line. This is the final lap.
They are out on last lap right now, 10 seconds on the master clock. Tessman looking to the inside, makes it stick. Mayfield pushing back. They are hooked up, upside down on Mount Thornhill. What's the marshal going to do? Gives them both a push.
Oh my goodness, what a finish we are going to have. Mayfield blew the corner just a little bit. Tessman takes a look. That was the only chance he had. Mayfield rolls it over. Oh my goodness. Not again there. Oh my goodness. It is Ty Tessman now with a huge lead as time is finished. There's a race to the finish line.
Tessman racing to the line as he works his way through the back section. 4 more corners to go as he works his way through the pitcher's mound into Dirty Daga one last time.
Ty Tessman, he knows he's got the national championship. He's got 2 more turns as he comes down and step down across the line. It is Ty Tessman, your 2014 national champion.
Ty Tessman from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada, holding on for the win. An absolute knockdown, drag-out battle. That's the second time he has had to hold off a competitor all race long. This time able to come out on top. Mayfield put on an amazing fight, led many, many laps in this race. Ty Tessman kept coming back for more. Amazing battle down to the last lap. They made it across the line with 10 seconds to spare. Contact put them both on their lids on top of Mount Thornhill. The marshal flipped him over basically at the same time. They got away nose to tail. Mayfield made a bobble, caught a corner, found himself upside down, and finally Ty able to take a break, get a couple corners with some little bit of breath. Take it away, Scotty.
All right. Thank you very much, Charlie. We are up here with Ty Tessman. Take a breath, brother. You just won national championship. Well done.
Thank you.
That was quite a fight you had. Just like in Truggy, came down to the same way. Tell us what you're feeling.
You know, I was kind of bummed out after Truggy. Just didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, but I was really blessed. My car ran good, and my pit guys were awesome, and it just feels so good to win.
Best thing about the Tessman is the family. Mom and Dad, absolutely perfect on their pit stops.
Yeah, they were great. They didn't have any issues this time. It was really good.
You got a lot of people to thank. Why don't you go through your sponsors and give out some shout-outs?
I'd like to thank Hobbies Proline, OS, Ryan, Savox, A-Main Hobbies. If I'm forgetting some, I can't think of the rest. My whole family, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
And Mom and Dad, of course.
Mom and Dad, yeah.
Absolutely. Without them, it wouldn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Well done. Ty Tessman, your 2014 Buggy ROAR Fuel National Champion. Good job, Ty. Well done. Well done. Go down and celebrate. What a fantastic job there for Ty Tessman. That was a brilliant fight between him and Mayfield. It came down to the final corner. Gord going to be the first one to greet him. A big hug from Dad and Mom. It's a hobby. That's what this is all about. And with the Tessman, it's still a family affair. Mom and Dad with them every step of the way. It's great to see him. A big round of applause for Ty Tessman. Absolutely. No matter who you root for, what brand you root for, it is Ty Tessman. You have to respect it. Great sportsmanship when they had contact there. He waited, let it back. Karma worked in his favor, and a fantastic job. We're going to go. All right, we got to get Mom and Dad here. Let me get in between here. All right, we have Gord. We'll go with ladies first, though. That was fantastic teamwork from you and your husband.
Thank you. I just give all the glory to God for that. It's amazing. I couldn't be happier.
Well, you guys did a very, very good job, and his sportsmanship was shown, as we know he has. That was fantastic. When they made contact, you really didn't have to wait. It was a racing deal, but it was the right thing. He worked in his favor. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him.
You should be. You too. Very good job.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move over here to Pop. Obviously, as a papa, you got to be proud for sure. He did a fantastic job.
Very, very proud. I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving my son such a gift and such a kind heart that winning isn't everything, that sportsmanship is key.
Absolutely. Sometimes that is lost in this hobby because it becomes a business. All your sponsors and things like that, it is a business, but said and done, it's still a hobby that we can share with our kids, and you are a perfect example of what a family can do, and sharing and enjoying this, and sportsmanship pays off.
Thank you. That was such a good battle. Both of them were good battles, and one wasn't ours and one was ours, and it makes it an awesome weekend.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so a great job there for the Tessman family. Hot bodies on top and buggy. It was fantastic. What a race, two of them, with the truggies and the buggies. They'll go down as one of the best races ever in the history of nitro racing. It was fantastic. Everything at Thornhill was spot on. ROAR did a great job with everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're going to try to get some interviews here with the rest of the competitors, as there's lots of stories yet to tell here from the Nationals at Thornhill Raceway.
Holy amazing day of racing. I'm almost sad it's over. Can we do it again? You guys want to do it again? Let's ask them if they'll race some more. Just unbelievable. As they say where I come from. Thornhill Racing Circuit. The layout got criticized early on, but I think all the critics can shut the heck up, because that was one of the most amazing days of A-scale racing that I have ever had the pleasure of participating in or watching. Every single race today was a down-to-the-wire battle. We had transfer battles all day long. Nose-to-tail battles for the lead of the national championship in 2 classes. Just amazing. Big congratulations as we run down the rest of the finishing order here. Ryan Lutz going to finish 3rd. Phend, King, and Cavallari. Then Fisher, Tebow, Pavitas, Drake, Wheeler, Glancy, Tyler Vick, Carson Wernemont, and Austin Blair. And we got more good news with Scotty Ernstown with our J Concepts Pit Report.
We are here with Ryan Mayfield. Ryan, that'll go down as one of the best buggy races ever.
Yeah, it was an awesome race. You know, I don't have anything to be upset about. You know, besides with myself, I made a mistake with about 7 minutes to go over on that double. If I wouldn't have done that, maybe it wouldn't have been as close at the end. But other than that, it went awesome. My car was good the whole race. The tires lasted until about the last 5-minute mark. Me and Ty were on even, it seemed like even grip levels. And the engine was amazing the whole time. That's the best Nova Rossi engine I've had so far. Had amazing power, got the same mileage as anybody else. Obviously, I'm not going to get good gas mileage because I just rip on it everywhere. But it was a great race. I had one crash in an hour-long race. I can't be mad at myself about that. It went good.
Absolutely. I talked about, when I talked with Tessman and Charlie and I were online, we talked about the sportsmanship from Tessman. When you guys had contact, he waited. That's a fantastic thing. You must agree.
Yeah, me and Ty race each other, you know, all the time. We all race each other all the time. You don't want any enemies out there. And, you know, that was my fault on the last lap over the tabletop, or over the step-up. And if I would have got Marshall first, I would have totally let him go. But, you know, that's just how you race. If you want to go to the next race and have a clean race with the same guy, can't take him out. So he didn't even really need to let me go right there. That was just kind of like a racing incident. There was like a car in the way, and we got a little together, and he could have just kept on going. I would have been mad, but it was cool for him to wait, and it still went his way at the end. He drove an awesome race. Their program is almost unbeatable at this point, and I'm just happy that I could keep up for an hour long, and it was good.
Well, good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan Mayfield, the Associated Nova Rossi J Concept ride. 2nd spot, not the pop of the podium like he wanted, but still he's happy with his performance. One small mistake, but still, it was a fantastic race. Back to you, Charlie, in the TLR Broadcast Center.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ernst, and mad respect for Ryan Mayfield right there. Nothing but the right thing to say, in my opinion. Like, he was trained, a professional athlete, in fact. Very impressive, Mr. Mayfield. Hats off to you, sir. I have always respected Mr. Mayfield, and on the track and off, he's tells you how it is, and he's coming into his own now. He's like a full-size grown-up. I love it. Seeing these guys come from kids at the track to professional RC racers. It's a beautiful thing. We take it back to Scotty.
All right, we are here with your 3rd spot on a podium, Ryan Lutz. Well done. Fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Obviously, the top of the podium is always the goal, but you had a very positive weekend. You were the fastest through the practice. and they had a good final.
Yep, we now ran 2 really good, consistent finals, both Truggy and Buggy, got 3rd in both, and I'm ecstatic. That's great. I'm happy.
Well, you got a lot of people to thank that get you here. Why don't you throw out a shout-out to your sponsors?
Sponsors Durango, Alpha Plus, a.k.a. Fataba, ProTech RC, 4C Hobby Supply, Misunderstood Graphics, LiveRC.com, LutzRC.com, RC Hobby in Medina. You know, I couldn't do it without all of them.
Well done.
Thanks.
Good job.
Thank you, Scotty.
All right, there you go. Double threes for Ryan Lutz. Fantastic job. Back to you, Charlie, in the TLR Broadcast Center.
What? Second place is a bridesmaid. What is third place? I'm not sure. That's the flower girl. We're looking for more interviews, guys. Don't move a muscle. All access pass. Carrying on here. Find some more information for you. Get some more questions. Get some more answers. So lots of awesome racing today. We want to thank our sponsors, AKA. Please check them out. RaceAKA.com. They have made the All Access Pass possible, and they have made this event possible. So we thank them greatly. Additional promotional considerations have been made by Team Associated, Reedy, AbsoluteHobbies.com, and Upgrade RC. I have been enjoying the cool, calm conditions of the TLR Broadcast Center. We have had our J Concepts pit reports bumping, and we will get some more of those Thunder Power Instant replays for you in just a bit. Yeah, I like that. Special thanks to Mayfield, Tessman, and Phend for an unbelievable, entertaining finish. All right, Scotty Ernst is in the pits. We're going to take it down to our J Concepts pit report in a few minutes because he's queuing them up right now. They're wandering around getting these guys lined up. But don't move a muscle, folks. We got more coming for you. And I've been told we got some cribs to fill some time with later on. All kinds of fun stuff will be happening. I got foam pad. And we got our J Concepts pit report with Scotty Ernst. Take it away, sirs.
We are here in the pits with Dakotah Phend. Dakotah, quite a up and down here last hour and 45 minutes for you. Tell us about that championship final.
Yeah, Buggy started out really good. It was like 5 minutes in, I was still in the lead, and me, Mayfield, and Ty were all really close. I just went over the triple, and I had a good line over, and I think I just hit a rock or something, and went on 2 wheels and flipped up over the track, and no marshal saw me for quite a while. So I lost, I think, like over 10 seconds on that one crash. So that really put me far back, and I was just pushing to catch back up and just made too many mistakes. But overall, it was still a successful weekend. I'm happy.
What goes through your mind when you're sitting there upside down? You obviously see the leaders pulling away. What do you say to yourself to regroup and just hunker down and climb back up?
I mean, I was really disappointed, but I knew I could catch them back up if I just stayed clean and then drove as hard as I could. So that's what I tried to do.
Well, you had a pretty good weekend, though, with your Truggy National Championship. Why don't you give a big shout-out to your sponsors and the folks that help you?
Yeah, TLR, Orion, Proline, Spectrum, Horizon Hobby, Darkside Designs, Stick at One Racing, Lunsford, OCRC, LiveRC, and then thanks to all my parents and everyone back home. I couldn't do it without you guys.
There you go, Dakotah Phend. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, another class act here. One of the young guns climbing up for sure. One of the best drivers, Nitro racing in America. He had some tough luck in the buggy, but he's standing on top of the podium for Truggies. Back to you, Charlie, in the TLR Broadcast Center.
Thank you very much.